This next question, sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Booker Teat in Boring, Oregon. I read from The Observer that there were talks in WWE that they may bring John Cena back for the first Smackdown with fans in the building, July 16th, I believe. With Cena's potential return back to WWE, I wanted to know Jim's thoughts on if Cena were to have a match with someone, who would be the best person for him to work with? Also, with Jim knowing John back in the OVW days, how do you think John would react to the stupid zombie shit that WWE pulled at Backlash?
Well, if it was John from 2001, he'd probably be rolling his eyes. But I'm pretty sure he's used to all the tomfoolery they get into up there at this point. And also he's coming in from Hollywood just to do, if he does come in, it's not like they're going to bring him back to work 5 nights a week. He's got other things going on. I assume they might bring him back for, as you said, for ratings when the fans are back, for a nice pop for them, whatever. That doesn't mean he's coming back to, hey, the new kid in the territory or whatever. And I would assume that he's long since, gotten out of the wrestling business and in the sports entertainment business, because it's been Betty good to him. So I don't think he'd probably give a shit, because that's why so many people disappoint me these days, because even guys that have been through the OVW program or were taught by guys that respected the business or would never do bullshit like that, they're all now saying, oh, my character, or we developed the character, or the whatever, and they've all rolled over and played dead for it. So I don't think John would be mortified about the zombies. And to be honest, I think if he's coming back for a nice payoff and to help the company that gave him a job for so long. I don't think he particularly gives a shit if, otherwise than just because it's been a part of his life for a while. I don't think he gives a shit how necessarily the wrestling business is doing these days, or, probably thinks he's going to come back and save it single-handedly. So I don't think John's a guy that's going to be upset over the zombies.
What do you think of the idea he's coming back now?
Well, why would they got to bring somebody back to pop a fucking rating, and he can actually still do something physically. You'll tell when Vince has given up on John being able to have a match or do anything physically when they start bringing him back and pissing in his face on the legend segments, like they did guys like Mark Henry or whatever, instead of bringing him back and painting him in a positive light. But yes, it's too bad they don't have more guys that can or will come back, because they might get a rating out of it, because they've botched the current crew that they've got. Has there ever been I saw SmackDown is down to 1.8 million people. My God, didn't that used to be like the fucking Saturday morning live wire audience? It can't get much worse. Well, in the words of Robert Fuller, it can't get much worse. In the words of Jerry Jarrett, oh, yes, it can. Or that I did that backwards.
You certainly did.
Jerry Jarrett said it can't get much worse, Robert. And Robert said, oh, yes, it can. So, I mean, what do they want me to say about John coming back? My God, if I bet you if the Cincinnati Reds could bring Babe Ruth back, they'd probably bring him too.